Alright, so now we're ready to move on to the elevator. So what we're going to do is take our elevator and our stabilizer, and we're just going to pull them apart. Okay? And we're going to start by looking at the elevator. The elevator is two halves that are pre-joined with a phenolic fiberglass joiner. Okay? Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to insert this into the slot that we cut out. Just cut the covering off on the side of the fuselage. So what we have to do is we have to end up with the elevator in place like this. So the way it goes in is we're actually going to turn it upside down, and we're going to fit it into the slot like this. We're going to push it through the slot just like that. Okay, halfway through, and then flip it around. Okay, now it's installed. Okay, now that we have the elevators in place, now we have room. We can put the horizontal stabilizer in place. Okay, and now we can slide our hinges back into position. Okay, that's one side. We'll do the other. Okay, so now we have our horizontal stabilizer and elevators installed into the fuselage. Alright, now we're going to true everything up and make sure it's all straight. Okay, so now we're going to square the horizontal stabilizer up with the airplane so we can glue it in place. Now we have to square it up in two dimensions. We have to make sure that it's square left to right. We have to make sure this distance is the same as this distance, which is pretty easy to do. All you're doing is reading the scale. But we also have to make sure that the stabilizer is straight in twist. We have to make sure it's correct there. And the way we do that is we're going to take the carbon fiber wing tube that comes with your kit. Now, this is a removable part. This is designed to slide into the fuselage. The wings slide onto it, but nothing is glued together. This is going to remain removable for the life of your airplane so that you can take the wings off and you can put your airplane into a smaller space for transportation. Okay? So all we're going to do is take this and we're going to slide it through the fuselage like so. It goes through the fiberglass tube. And get this up close so you can see the detail. It goes through the fiberglass tube in the fuselage. Okay? And you're going to do this hundreds of times over the life of your airplane as you take the wings on and off. If you need to take the wings off for transport. If you've got a big car, you might not even have to. But if you have a small car, that's how you're going to do it. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a tape measure, and we're going to measure on either side from the wing tube to the hinge line, and we're going to equalize this dimension. And that's how we're going to make sure that our stabilizer is straight in twist. In this case, I need to twist it a little bit this direction. Now, once we have everything straight, once these two dimensions are the same, and once these two dimensions are the same, what we're going to do to attach the stabilizer to the fuselage is we're going to turn it upside down, and we're going to apply thin CA glue to this joint here and this joint here, and we're going to let it wick in to the wood on either side, and then we're going to allow it to dry. Now, some of you more experienced modelers may be used to removing the covering with a knife on the bottom of your stabilizer before doing this operation. Do not do that. You don't have to remove any covering. Thin CA glue bonds very effectively to covering material, and you don't have to remove any covering material. This will keep the stabilizer stronger, because the worst thing that can happen to a stabilizer is if somebody takes a knife to it and cuts down into the wood. The covering is very strong. It'll keep the bottom of the stabilizer strong, so leave it in place. Once the stabilizer is square, drip thin CA in, let it dry. That's it. The stabilizer is now installed. That's all you have to do. If you get any drips down your fuselage, take your debonder and remove them. And like I said before, there's no time limit on debonder. If you don't have any debonder today, don't worry about it. You can build your entire airplane, maiden it, fly it, even fly it for a season. If you ever want to, you can buy some debonder and clean off any CA glue smears that are on the airplane. Alright? So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to true up my stabilizer in both dimensions, and then I'm going to apply the thin CA glue, and I'm going to let it dry.